The prime responsibility lies with PMT. Again, the project management team, the managers, they should be doing this risk assessment regularly. Uh, they should be identifying the risk, what risks are going to happen on our project, and what should be the mitigation strategy if this risk happens. But before proceeding on that risk management process, let's talk briefly about what is risk exactly. The definition of risk is the probability of the occurrence of an event which may have a negative or positive effect on the outcome is called risk. Now, so it's not that whatever you have defined in the risk uh, in the project that is bound to happen. It's not there. It is all about the assumptions that it may happen. So may happen means what is the chances of occurrence. For example, earthquake, it may or may not come. Flood, it may or may not come. Hurricane, it may or may not come. These are the risks. But if you are prepared that what actions you have to take if this occurs, then you could control your damages, you could control the consequences of that risk. And that is what is defined as risk, the probability of the occurrence of an event which may have a negative or positive. Both impacts are possible. So the buzzword here is negative or positive. Most people will say only negative. Only negative is not the risk. There may be some risk. We always take risk like share market risk. We take it. We know it that there may be possibility that our money may increase or it may get decreased. So positive and outcome, both type of things may be possible, and this is the typical definition. Mathematically, probability of occurrence multiplied by the consequence, the impact. In project execution, we have to examine what kind of impacts we can have. There could be a cost impact. There could be a time impact. So we have to see the parameters. There could be a cost impact. Scope might increase. Quality might be compromised. Or there could be some functional like safety risk could also be there. All these consequences needs to be evaluated, and we should be ready with the plan that what if this risk happens, then what corrective actions we are going to take. What are various types of risk? Pure risk means no gain. There is a pure risk. So generally the word risk is used when we talk about there is no gain. Only losses are to be occurred. Speculative risk means gain or losses. Now, when we talk about pure risk, means suddenly the market prices have increased significantly. It is a pure risk. You are not going to gain it. Of course, if you have suppose you have got a tender contract where some external currency is going to be paid to you because you are going to buy some equipment which are imported equipment. So your contract is inclusive of some uh, Indian currency or some international currency. Now, if that change is, if the market situation is changing in such a way that you may have conversion losses in terms of currency. Now, what would happen? That if the currency conversion losses are there in the contract, probably you have no risk because you will always be paid whether whatever conversion is taking place, whether the dollar has 80 rupees or 60 rupees, it does not hurt you. You don't need to do the hedging. But in case the contract requires that you have to procure some material which is required from international market, but there is no provisioning for that international currency in your contract. So what is going to happen? Probably at the time of award, the dollar cost versus rupees, maybe $1 may be having 80 rupees. But 2 years down the line, when you are going to procure that particular material, the $1 may be 100 rupees. Now it is a huge loss. So pure risk means no gains, means losses are going to happen. How we can circumvent it? How can we have a different strategy? Maybe what we can do, we can keep hedging of some dollars in our account so that there should not be any failure or risk related to the higher conversion rate. And that is how the risk mitigation would help you in executing the project. Speculative risk means gain or losses. We have talked about this particular speculative risk in terms of share market. We invest in share market, it may increase or may reduce also. So third types of risk is fundamental risk, means impersonal in origin and consequences. These are those natural disasters which nobody has control on it, and nobody means impersonal in origin. We don't know when it will happen, how it will happen, and the consequences are also we cannot determine at this moment. We know that it is going to cause losses, and but we don't know whether it will happen or not happen.